In the beginning, there was darkness, and then bang, giving birth to an endless expanding existence of time, space, and matter. Every day, new discoveries are unlocking the mysterious, the mind-blowing, the deadly secrets of a place we call the universe. For millions of believers, it all began on June 24th, 1947. A businessman and pilot named Kenneth Arnold is flying solo near Mount Rainier, Washington. Suddenly, he sees a group of 9 aircraft moving at incredible speeds.
They were highly reflective, and they were flying at supersonic speeds in formation, changing course abruptly. The speeds were unattainable at the time. This was before the age of jets, and certainly supersonic jets.
Being a trained pilot, he did several things to corroborate their existence, to make sure he wasn't seeing some kind of atmospheric effect. He changed his head angle, he changed the aircraft angle. He even positioned the aircraft such that there was a light snow in the background behind the objects, and they appeared dark against a light surface.
Before Arnold can maneuver closer, the objects are gone.
It was basically unprecedented in modern times. No one had seen anything like this.
In the days that follow, newspaper reporters misquote Arnold as he tries to make sense of the incident.
In fact, he said it moved like saucers skipping on water. Now, of course, the reporter kind of messed that up in reporting it and said that they looked like saucers.
The term flying saucer is born, and Arnold's encounter launches the modern UFO phenomenon. Weeks later, in the summer of 1947, perhaps the most famous incident involving an unidentified flying object is reported near Roswell, New Mexico.
Roswell has become the poster child of the UFO phenomenon because it has all the necessary ingredients. You have a crashed saucer, but also some crashed bodies. You have government cover-up. There was some sort of cover-up. There was misinformation given out by the authorities.
The original account put out by the Air Force at the time was that this was a flying saucer of alien origin, and then later very quickly was denied. And the story then was that this was a weather balloon which had crashed, and that there were no occupants on board, and that there was nothing extraterrestrial about it.
Other witnesses claim to have seen actual pieces of a crashed spacecraft. Materials that are reportedly unknown to science. Both Arnold sightings and the Roswell incident remain officially unconfirmed and highly controversial.
Just about every year, there are thousands of reported sightings, mostly in the sky, of objects that they assume are extraterrestrial craft, so-called UFOs. The U is important, of course, they're unidentified.
I personally have seen a bright light start at the horizon and shoot off into the clouds. Now, strictly speaking, that was a UFO.
Imagine the startling proposition that the Nephilim, the giants, the mighty men of old, the gods and children of the Watchers, could somehow rise up, could somehow be reconstituted inside of a body. And, of course, I've discussed with you before my theory that one of the greatest legends in history could be a record of that having actually happened. And I'm referring to Nimrod, who some scholars also identify as Gilgamesh of Sumerian fame, Apollo of Greek fame, Osiris of Egyptian fame. And this Gilgamesh was a giant who a lot of people didn't even believe was anything more than myth until his grave marker was found a few years back. And then, according to some people, the military swooped in and took possession and control of that dig.
Hey, Tom, I want to interject something. I talked to a special operations general who was there when Gilgamesh's remains, and his words were he was in a state of remarkable preservation, okay? He said they have Gilgamesh's remains. So if they have Gilgamesh and he is Nimrod, they got it. And the whole point was to extract the DNA.
They must know this because they choose to sell their souls for fame and money. And here we see the lovely Rihanna doing something totally foolish. Katy Perry has told us time and time again that she actually sold her soul for her fame. Neo doing the three finger sign, which is the 3 6s. That's a variation of the devil hand sign. People confuse it with OK. But when it has the circle, it's a, it's a whole nother meaning. And then we see the lovely Alicia, and here's the Beepster, and he's doing the devil 3-6 sign. And then some of these people I don't even know, to tell you the truth. I don't follow them, but I do know her. And here's Beyonce. Her mother Tina was a witch, so go figure. Okay, and here's the Eye of Horus symbol, which is another common practice. The Eye of Horus, and Horus was the son of Set, and whose father Osiris lost his eye as a result of some type of betrayal. I talk about this in one of my earlier videos. Here we got Lil Wayne clowning as usual. That whole Young Monkey camp is just a disgrace, from Wayne on down to Nicki and to Drake. And Celine, oh my God, I believe she was a child of the monarch. I believe that she's a MK Ultra slave, sex slave. Here we got Drake speaking of the devil. And, it just goes on and on and on, and it never ends. Because why? Well, because they want you to know this is what they represent. Not only do they want you to know this, they're communicating with each other. It's just like a gang sign. When gangs do symbols to let you know that they're in the gang, and they, those symbols that Bloods, Crips, they throw up. Well, this is similar to that in that they're letting and here, the Pope. If you had any idea that this was a man of God, why is he holding up the devil horn signs? Johnny Depp, we already know he's been indoctrinated a long time ago. Rihanna, again, here she is again. She's got this red theme going. The bad thing about this Willow Smith picture is that it looks like someone else's hand is over her eye instead of her own. Jay-Z, we already know he's the devil. And he's the devil incarnate because he's not him in effect, but he is actually allowing himself and has allowed himself. This kid, looks all of 12 years old. Why she has on that pink lipstick, I do not know, but it looks like another type of sex slave indoctrination. We all know that Rihanna dropped her manager, Mark Jordan, for Jay-Z. Madonna, long Illuminati priestess and high Kabbalah witch. Lady Gaga, you've seen my video where I show how she sold her soul to get into this business. And then here we have Cheryl Cole.
Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? And we're gonna let it burn.